And we are live. So Mitch, welcome
Yes.
yourself back to the
Yeah.
final race of HOR Season 9. And with that, the final race of M&M.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a long journey since Bahrain, but
Because
we've stuck together, we've pulled through and watched some brilliant racing in the meantime.
yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I'd just like to say thank you before we get started to you for having me.
Oh well. Thank you for coming, Mike. Saving the day, my rescue.
All I did was keep you awake, Mitch.
Well, that's important though. So
I
thank you.
get. But anyway, yes, thank you, Mitch, and thank you to all the drivers who have
Yeah.
showed up this season, not given any stick or anything throughout the season. It's been a really easy season to watch, a really easy season to maneuver our ways through it. And then also a thank you to Great Finder, our partner. So, with Ginger Bush not being able to attend tonight, we have been robbed of a battle for whatever position it is between Mikey and Ginger Bush. Coming into this race, they are actually on level points. So, heartbreak for Ginger Bush.
Yeah.
Adapt, no, there's not technically different commentators each season. It's just this season I gave up racing and Mitch needed or wanted a little bit of help, so I joined in. So Mitch,
Yeah.
our final race, we've done 20 races, and I've just realized I've messed up the stream title. Ah, darn.
What's wrong with it?
I put round 19.
Oh,
Whoops.
it's. Can you
So,
edit it
Mitch,
later?
one final race of the year. It actually is the final race of the year because by the time we come back, we'll be in 2021. Hopefully a much better year than 2020. Hopefully
Yeah, I
sunnier
hope
days.
so. I hope so, man. But yeah, way the world is going, it's mental.
Definitely. So it's been a fun
Yeah.
race from Australia to Brazil. A lot of action, a lot of trills and spills for a lot of the drivers. Some guys didn't make it the whole way through. Some guys stuck through and had really bad seasons like Chris. And then some people had good seasons like Jensen and Name Changer. But overall, I think everyone should be happy with the performances they put in this season.
Yes, no, I think so. Yeah. Good evening, guys. But yeah, no, let's see how everything goes.
So Brazil match is it's a good track for overtaking. Also a track like we've seen many times in the past. I'd say the past month it's been a big problem, the DRS train. If you're outside of that, say goodbye to your race. I think the likes of Chris has learned the hard way that maybe forcing your way through in aid to keep that DRS is quite crucial.
Yeah, no, true, eh?
So, we're just waiting for the guys to get going, and I've just got a notification, Mitch, from Discord that says Ginger Bush will be back at 10 past, so he will be here for the race.
Ooh, stop. So he will make qualifying, eh?
Yeah, he will make with about
Okay.
8 minutes to go, give or take. And with a track like Brazil, about a minute 10 on your outlap and 1 minute 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on your fast lap. Definitely time for Ginger Bush to get at least 2 runs in.
Okay, at least, eh? Yeah, this is gonna be quite good. Brings more excitement.
So we're getting a 5-minute delay, Mitch, just to make sure he makes it. So he'll get even more time on track. And do you know what that means, Mitch? It means we have to talk for an extra 5 minutes. So get yourself buckled down and ready. So,
yes, let's do this.
Any race that comes to mind in your opinion that could be the race of the season?
What, like in the past, Mike?
This season, yeah.
Okay, last Saturday, I think.
USA, just because of the overtaking and stuff.
Yes.
For me...
Yeah, we were rapping, man.
Yeah, we were straight out of America.
Eminem.
Yeah, Eminem, a whole new meaning. But
let's, how
go
about
ahead.
this? How about this? We stop commentating and let's fly to the States and rap for them, eh?
No problem. I'm good with that.
Cool.
I'm good with that if you are.
Okay,
we'll go over the Christmas hot break and then we'll have a record deal by the time season 10 starts, and yeah, then we can just be the midstream entertainment.
Okay, no, that's cool, eh?
So, my race of the season, Mitch, would probably be Britain, just because what could have been for name changer, the dramatic fashion he lost that race, Glock stealing it at the depth. But yeah, that would be my race of the season. Chris says, what would be your moment of the season? And I think both of us will both say that USA opening 7 laps.
Yeah. No, true, eh?
We have another question in. What is our opinion on Pedro's performance this season? Do you want to take the mic on this one?
I don't want to be harsh.
No. You can be as harsh as you want. Remember, it's the last race of the season. It's not going to affect them in any way. You can maybe stir them on to do better next season.
Yeah, so Pedro hasn't had a good season in that Mercedes. There's talks of he does good in the Renault. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. He's always mostly second last sometimes. But I think he just needs to practice a bit more in the game. But I think he did a bit of practice today. Hopefully he will break the chain. So set himself free. So yeah, hopefully next season he does better. And yeah.
Well, that's your take on it. My take on it would be Pedro has probably, no, most definitely been the worst driver on the grid this season. I mean, there's no room for being nice. He's been absolutely dreadful. Like, second last every single race. I mean, that means even the guy in last finishes above him sometimes, and someone else finishes last. So, Mr. Consistently Bad would be his name.
I think this guy, I don't know. Yeah.
Hopefully he can do much better in season 10. That would be my only hope. If he has learned anything from this 20 race season, I beg it's that he gets better over the break.
Yeah, no, true, eh?
So let's get a bit of talking on the actual racetrack for tonight. So a very long start-finish straight, Mitch. Definitely easy to overtake around here if you got that straight line speed. Sector 2, a tricky one to follow a car. Especially up the hill, you can struggle to get that proper turn in, and when you don't get the turn in, you also lose time because you're not putting your foot down as quickly.
Okay.
Adapt me, I'm not gonna lie, you can't be worse than Pedro, to be honest. Like, even if you're slower at the moment, trust me, he'll find a way to be worse. It's just his thing. I mean, the guy once got a podium, Mitch. And now he's really took a fall from heaven, hasn't he?
Yeah. I think we all have those times, you know. Well, I'm not bragging or anything about myself, but I think Pedro can even beat me, to be honest. Yeah.
Well,
maybe with the ping and stuff like that. If I was in Europe, I think I will whoop his ass, but anyway.
I'd agree. Pedro has everything going for him, Mitch, and you still finish very close to him.
Yeah.
So, with that,
anyway,
we are about to get going in about 2 minutes' time. We have a new driver today, Mitch, and that would be Apparatus. I'm just gonna send a spare bunch of invites just in case people are struggling to get in. Just 2, 3. Just send them. Right, so Jay Antrick's currently not in the lobby. I wonder where he is. Definitely a chance of rain today, Mitch. I mean, it would be one way to end the season, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no bit all, eh? Yeah.
I hope there isn't rain, to be honest. I think we could get a much better race in the dry.
True.
But yeah, I wonder. And we're starting to see some drivers ready up, and that should be us good to go. So Mitch, for the final time this season, Pedro is readying up and not readying up. Wow. What a man. The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, Mr. Pedro. What can we say?
I think,
but anyway.
What can we say has already been said, Mitch.
Okay, yes, that's true. I'm eating my words now.
So, for the final time, good luck to all the drivers in the qualifying session. Hopefully, Mr. Saturday, Mikey, can put himself up there.
Yeah, hopefully.
Gonna be a very, very boring session, usually, Brazil. Because the lap's so short, you usually have a lot more, standing time. Do you know what I mean? In between laps?
Yeah.
As the track temperature gets hotter and hotter, people will definitely be getting quicker and quicker. So, could be last lap wins tonight.
Yeah.
So, dry quali at least.
Dry quali.
A very dry quali, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it is.
Absolutely beaming down the heat.
Ah.
And it's apparently raining in the race, Mitch.
I thought so, to be honest, like, why were they taking so long, you know?
So,
And, like, I just thought, like, no, something's wrong here, but, yeah. Not
so
that...
apparently it's in 20 minutes into the race, which is about 20 laps around here.
Okay.
So, we could still have a good bit of dry weather, but we could also see a bit of wet running. Maybe it's crucial for the guys to get out onto the medium tire and set a good lap so that they are able to go without a pit stop till the rain. Tire jag not particularly high around here. You can definitely stretch the soft tires for a good bit, about 10-15 laps, but if you want to be safe, you definitely want to try the medium compound.
Medium.
And we're gonna ride on board with Zero for his first lap of the season. Well, not the season. His first lap of the session. My mistake.
Ginger Bush has joined.
Ginger Bush has joined, so he's gonna get pretty much the full qualifying session.
Oh, that will help him.
That's good to see. Zero taking the center S's very well. Matomando right behind him and getting a good slipstream. And that's going to help him all throughout this lap, Matoman. It's going to drag him along. Maybe in this second sector it might, and he's invalidated, so that is not going to help him. So, Zero. Going to be the first man to set a lap of the session. One final corner to go. And then you just pin the throttle as quick as possible, and it's pretty much straight to the line. A bit of steering angle for a bit of the thing. Zero taking a very peculiar line there. And a 107.8. So, not the worst lap for Zero there. Is he going for a second lap?
Seems like
We'll see now. The medium tires, yep, about a tenth up. So Zero going for a second lap. Where is his teammate of Name Changer? Coming to the line. And it's a 106.9 for Name Changer. Sure. No messing around by him. So,
he means business, man.
Brock next up to the line. A disappointing result for Brock yesterday.
Yeah,
but a good recovery. A 1:10.8, so that's a bit of a fake lap. And there's a yellow flag, and I don't know who that is. I think it might have been one of the Red Bulls into the pits. So, Jalmi goes P3.
Okay.
And Zero about 2/10 up, improves his lap by about 3/10, and that's going to be him done for this qualifying session, I presume. So as you can see, we have Lando Norris in the session because of Ginger Bush joining True Quality.
Lando Norris? What?
Do you not see that? P6?
No.
It says Lando Norris for me.
Oh, it says Ginger Bush for me.
Huh? Well.
What? Anyway,
I mean, I doubt he'll be complaining that he's Lando Norris.
Yeah, Lando. Oh, he's such a cool dude.
Mm-hmm,
such
definitely.
a meme.
Jensen up on his lap by 6 whole seconds. Brock goes fastest. Interesting that he chose to go 2 laps on the tire. Jensen up to the line. A 107.7 takes provisional pole.
Sure.
So, are we seeing that these soft tires are quicker on their second run?
Yes.
Jensen and Brock both taking slow first laps, maybe letting the tire come to them, and then on their second lap going for the flyer. As you see Lando Norris up the inside of F4 Fusion. So the battle between Mikey and Lando Norris is well and truly begun. Mikey on an out lap. Apparatus goes P5 on the medium tire.
Yeah.
So, we're right on board with Mr. Saturday. What lap can he do? A bit of traffic in that midfield currently. So, Mikey starting his lap. Crucial you go as far right as possible here into turn 1. Mikey playing it a bit safe. Be very aggressive on these curbs. Get a nice run out here. Also, Mitch, we have to remember that there will be people on wet setups here and some on dry. That could play crucial in Mikey and Ginger Bush's battle. Who takes the gamble on the wet setup? Who takes the gamble on the dry? You'll be a lot quicker in the race on the wet setup, but you will not be able to get past on the straights.
Yeah, no. You can't.
It's something really, really bad about the game where if you're on a dry setup, once you get a good run onto the final corner, now it can be quite tricky to do so because it's a bit of a corner. You could definitely see the wet setup coming into play. But Mikey up to the line, this is going to be a 107.6 and puts him P5. Ginger Bush next to cross the line, and it's going to be a 110.1, and he is not using any fuel or ERS. So Ginger Bush doing his usual qualifying here, just getting used to the car, learning how it works.
Yeah. No.
Obviously, since he joined late, he definitely didn't have enough time to practice, so this will be his practice session. So, Ginger Bush doing a good few runs here. We're going to jump on board with Name Changer as he comes up to the line about 4/10 up on his lap time. This is going to be a pole position. Boom! Provisional pole. By about 3/10 of a second. So what can Brock and Jensen? These two had a collision last season around here, if you remember, Mitch.
Yeah.
Mikey invalidating a lap, just continuing on those tires. So a lot of guys opting for that medium tire and struggling because of it. You have to remember how quick the softs are around here. They're going to be very hard to qualify on that medium inside the top 10. Pedro about to start his lap time. Chris invalidates his and he is now, in the pits. So, any one of these top guys. Zero will be the next guy on a quick lap to cross the line. Has a bit of traffic in Fusion. No, it's Mikey. Fusion peels off to the pits. This could help Zero quite a lot here. The slipstream, Mitch, look at this. You can see he's just behind Mikey here, and he's going to be gaining a hell of a lot of time here as he switch on to his onboard camera, following that slipstream, and that is a 106.6. Jensen the next guy, no, Brock the next guy. So Brock overtaking Jensen. No, that is wrong. Sorry. Jensen goes P2. Brock remains P4.
Yeah.
I got confused because Ginger Bush was in front of Jensen. So Jensen P2, very close to name changer here. That's good lap by Jensen.
Yeah, no.
So a lot of the medium runners out onto the soft. Maybe realizing that they will have to get going. So Brock just getting out of the way for a few people. So who's going to be the next guy on a flying lap? Believe it might be not Pedro.
Pedro, let's see what is Mr. Pedro doing.
He's currently on an in lap, I believe.
I can't see Mr. Pedro.
P8.
That's bad. P8. Okay. Thank you. So you set a lap, but Chris and F4 and Ronnie still has to set a lap.
Chris about to start his flying lap. Let's see what he can do.
Let's keep an eye on Mr. Chris.
So, a bunch of these front guys, name changer Jensen, Zero, all on dry setups here. You can tell that from a mile away. What will Chris do? A 15-16-5 in the first sector. Purple first sector. Though that could be his personal best. We don't know yet. So, this corner I always find is very tricky, Mitch. Just knowing when to plant it. All smooth by the Renault driver so far. You can see his golden esports helmet.
Yep.
Bolts very well with that Renault car. Not been the year Chris may have wanted.
Yeah.
But hopefully he can end it on a bang as we see him taking the second sector very well and up to the line. What will Chris do? Going to be a 106.9. Not bad by Chris. Matoman a 107.4, so not bad by him either. Is he on another flying lap, Matoman? Matoman has probably been the most improved driver of this season.
Yeah, no, I think so though.
He has definitely shown throughout the season that if he could have maybe picked up this pace from the start, he could have been very much up there consistency wise. Just realized Boastman isn't here tonight.
Oh wow,
that's a shame.
Yeah, it is.
So who is on a flying lap? A lot of guys, I think, invalidating their laps. Apparatus, the only guy with SPW in the top 10 on their medium tires. They probably will go out very late in this session to see if they can try stay on that medium compound. Name changer currently on a flyer. Oh, and he's got somewhat held up by Jalmi there. I don't know. So much. As we get to the business end of things, Zero has invalidated his lap. Brock is out for a lap. Jensen is still in the pits currently.
Yeah.
So see Skarma come into the pits. Good lap by Pedro, P9.
P9 with Mr. Pedro.
So you can see Pedro does have the pace. He's just not all that good at using it to his advantage.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, but
Brock going to be the first of the quick guys to get in the final lap of the session. Brock, a disappointing season for him after challenging for the title last season, losing out on the final race. What will he be like now? next season could be a big one for Brock. So very aggressive over the curbs in Sector 1. Very well done. He's currently just a half tent up currently, but that is all good. A bit of a squirm there. That McLaren trying to step out at him. He has Jensen out in front of him, and Jensen needs to get out of the way here. He doesn't want to help his rival out. Very good car control from Brock. Obviously no assist. As we see his Sector 2 time. He's a full 2 tenths up now, and this could put him in the danger zone of being up there with Jensen and Name Changer. If he can just grab a better tenth from exit to start finish. And it's going to be a 1:06.5. Losing a bit of time. Jensen, the next guy up on a flyer. We're right on board with him. Seemingly a lot more committed through that S section. Especially on throttle. He has literally matched his time in Sector 1. Down to the very bone. So Jensen up the hill. As committed as you can be. A bit later on throttle than what Brock was. But maybe that will bode well for him later in the lap. Bit of a slice there from the back end as Jensen keeps his car in control. Another bit of a squirm from the back end. These cars seemingly not liking the back end very much. Jensen just about a half tenth up, and this will grab him pole position if he keeps this lap good. And it will be provisional pole position for Jensen. Though Name Changer is literally matching Jensen currently. He's just gained a tenth though in that final sector. So Name Changer up to the line. What is it going to be? Name Changer takes pole position. Chris backs out of his lap after what I can only presume is a bit of a spin. This tire's very, very dirty. I don't know what happened there. Zero takes P4. Chris P5. Mikey P6 currently up doing a lap. He is well and truly outscoring Ginger Bush here. Remember, whoever gets a higher position wins.
Yeah, that's qualified now.
Well, I mean in the race, Mitch, between Mikey and Ginger Bush, as they're on level points, it's whoever gets the higher position. And Skama has invalidated his lap. So, your 16 drivers are Name Changer from Jensen, Brock, Vapor, Chris, Mikey, Matuman, SPW, Officer Doofy, Skama, round out the top 10. Then you have Apparatus, Jalmi, Pedro, Gingerbush, Ronnie and Fusion all get fresh tires in the race. Just want to do a big shout out to Mikey. Very, very quick and good lap there. Good evening, SPW. I hope you do well tonight. Just a reminder to all drivers and watchers that we do have a 5-minute break right now.
Yep.
So Mitch, very close at the top there. Jensen and Name Changer within a tenth. Brock a bit further back than what he may have wanted to be. Zero, again improving and improving all the time. Getting closer and closer to Brock. Chris, whatever happened on that final lap didn't work out for him. Mikey, Matoman, SPW, Doofy and Skama. Very good laps, all within a second of each other. Our practice, a very good job on the medium compound, so he obviously thought he could have gotten that medium into into the top 10. Not working out for him. Gingerbush already bantering Mikey in the chat, so those two will be on top of each other, I presume, in the race. So Mitch, we obviously have wet weather coming, but how early and how late do we get it? That is going to be the one, isn't it? We also don't have time this evening, I just realized.
Well.
So a few guys not being able to make it, kind of ruining the party for us.
Yeah, no, it is. But anyway, we're gonna put on a good show, Mike, and we're here to serve the people that is watching and let them enjoy it, and also for the racing crew as
Definitely.
well. But
so,
okay, guys, can you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications and hit that like button? It helps the channel a lot out and the whole community of HOR. Thank you so much.
Indeed, Mitch. Indeed. Yes. So, 3 guys currently on that medium tire. If you're outside that top 10, you must go on something that gets you to the rain. It's crucial that you do so, because if you're a guy like a practice or something who's got a bit of pace about him, and you can pick off the likes of Skarma, the likes of Doofy, you know, in these opening laps, and just stay within Name Changer's pit range, you are going to jump a hell of a lot of cars just being within that pit range. Because you obviously do not have to pit until the rain comes. The guys on the softs, more than likely, give or take, will probably have to pit before the wet weather. And if you are to pit before the wet weather, you're best going for another set of softs, because because you want to be as quick as possible. So if the rain's coming around lap 20, like we are being told, probably best if you're on softs, go for softs lap 1 to 10 and then 10 to 20, and that should do you well. Obviously not ideal, but if you get that undercut on the guys in front of you, it works out well for you, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it does, eh?
So, to anyone in the chat, like Mitch said, please do like and subscribe. It definitely does help us a lot, and it will push us forward for season 10. So Mitch, season 10, it's a big number. 10 seasons.
It is, eh?
Hopefully some big stuff is planned. Hopefully some of your favorite drivers can return next season and put on a show.
Yeah, no. That will be good.
So, just check. Gingerbush opting for the hard tire. I don't know about that selection. If I'm a practice and if I'm Pedro, I definitely go for the mediums. I practice going on to hards. Definitely mediums would, be what shout at me is. You can go about 25 laps, and we have already up. Is that Chris? Yep. 5-minute break is up, so good luck to all racers.
Yeah, good luck.
Enjoy your last race. We certainly will enjoy ours, and the practice is left. And that is not good to see. I will invite a Mitch. That could be a session restart. I could be wrong, and he's just got disconnected. Send him another invite. That could be bad. He might be able to get back in. We'll have to look through the grid and see is his car there. It is currently there. So he will be able to get back in. Will you tell me if he joins back?
Yeah, can do.
So, top 10, all on softs. A practice currently not in the lobby on hard compounded tire. The rest on the mediums. Excuse you, Mitch.
Yeah, excuse me. It's not Corona, I don't think.
Shh.
I hope
YouTube
not.
doesn't like that word, don't say it. So,
Okay.
name changer.
My bad.
A very quick lap so far. Still no sign of a practice.
Yeah, no, haven't seen anything.
So you can see the predicted stops there, soft to medium, with the soft going about 13 laps.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna jump on Discord quickly. So, as everyone winds up to the grid, name changer takes his slot, and so does Jensen. The back of the field looking to get their stuff. No one be a hero into turn 1, please.
Yes, please.
So as we hear the roars of the engines for the final time, I cannot see the lights. Ronnie is left now. And we're not going to get the lights, and it will be a session restart, I do believe. Yeah. Oh, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go. Name changer battling Jensen into turn 1. Name changer around the outside. Jensen on the left hand side, and that works out well for Brock. Up into P3. Brock chasing down Jensen. A practice is back. Vapor sends one up the inside of Brock and gets that move done. So, did you get Ronnie's invite?
Yeah, coming to work on that now, man. To Ronnie. Okay, so not. I don't think was any crashes or anything.
Nope. Everyone looks pretty clean and stationary on lap 1. Ronnie is rejoined, so that is good to see. A practice joined back the session now, so everyone back and going. Obviously a practice not in the best position you maybe would have liked, and I think there is a spin.
Ooh, someone lost it.
Officer Doofy, a practice,
Doofy.
and who else? Ronnie maybe? Fusion is out. Oh wow. So a big crash and a safety car. So if you are on those soft tires, get off them now. Doofy into the pits. Go into the pits, Doofy. Why are you going so slow, Doofy? So anyone on the soft tires now has the free option to pit Mitch, and this could definitely tumble up the grid. What do you think?
Yeah, no, it will tumble it up, eh?
Unlucky Fusion, mate. It happens, bro. Just keep your head up and get working on season 10, and I'm sure you can find the improvements you need to make. So, Doofy, onto that medium tire. And I bet we're going to see a good bunch of these front guys jumping into the pits. So Fusion tells us he lost all sorts of grip going into the corner, so probably got up on that right hand side.
Yeah.
Ronnie, are you back? Ronnie got kicked again. Right, let me invite him this time, Mitch. Where is he? Quick. Just send him. Is Chris the only guy of the top guys to pit? And that could bode very well for Chris later in the race.
Yeah.
Remember, the safety car though could bring the rain closer for the soft guys.
Yes. No.
You could see a lot of positions lost for Chris, and the two Renaults at the back. A practice at the back also, but on the hard compound tyre. Ronnie, if you're still in the chat, please do tell us if you can't get back in and we can try sort that out for you, bro. Just keep us informed. So, Ronnie, you can so Ronnie, see what I'm doing on the screen? See the way you can filter through these drivers up here at driver select? Go find your car, so it will either be Kevin Magnussen or Roman Grosjean, or your name. Go to it, press X, and it should say take control here, okay? And you should be able to take your car back. If you need me to go back through that, please let me know. You do have the safety car to get back through. And Ronnie is back, and he's gonna hand himself a 5-second time penalty there.
What?
Is he? Him and Ginger Bush? Nope. Okay, he got away with it. Yeah, Ronnie is back, people. Ronnie is
awesome.
back.
Ronnie, and he's running in 12th.
So, you can
Where's
see
Mr. Pedro?
Pedro P10 on the medium tires.
Come on, Pedro.
Jalmi, currently the highest guy on the medium. So, Pedro made a position up, maybe even two. So, a good start for him. If you look at that broadcast cam, you can see just how close these guys are. Now, remember, Mitch.
Yes.
It is Brazil, and safety car restarts at Brazil can get quite messy.
Yeah.
If you remember back to the last real-life Grand Prix, you had Max Verstappen doing a very, very late safety car restart because he knew you have that back straight. You can't afford to go early around here, and if you do go early, you need to make sure you get away from the guy in second. So it's probably better to go as slow as possible up to the line. Now what that can do is cause a lot of confusion in this mid-pack if they're not all working together. So Name Changer needs to be careful on that and make sure he protects himself also. We should get safety car in this lap. There we go. Hopefully all the guys have their tires warmed up. As we see, Name Changer has to also remember to let the safety car go into the pits, or else he will be held of throttle. See, you can see just how slow he's going as we filter through the pack. It gets quite annoying. You can see the clouds going, and there, Name Changer is gone. He has pinned the throttle and he is gone. Remember, no overtaking till the green flag. And Pedro gets Skarma. Matoman gets Brock. Matoman even gets Vapor almost. But no, that doesn't work out. Oh, and there's a lot of contact and a practice is round. The clouds going very much darker, Mitch, as we continue to go on. So the rain might be coming sooner than expected. Name Changer getting a good gap to Jensen. Crucial, he has 2 laps now to break DRS. Matoman, a great start from him. Chris, an also even greater start from him. Getting through that pack, he knows what he has to do. Pedro following him through. Here goes Chris on the outside of Ronnie. Hamilton and Albon-esque, and this time it works out for the guy on the outside. as we get darker and darker, Mitch, as
I
we
see
literally
this,
not even a lap, and it's completely changed atmosphere here. Name changer currently setting the pace. Crucial he breaks that DRS gap to Jensen. They are literally even for ERS. Jensen using a bit more on this lap to break, to keep in that. So Brock falling behind Matoman. Matoman seemingly getting an absolutely stunning safety car restart. So Gingerbush, a guy on a medium, Mikey a guy on a soft. What will happen between them two? So a practice still gaining on the back of Skarma after another spin. Excuse me. So that gap between Jensen, it's just gone over a second there. Doofy gets past Ronnie, and now Chris is on the back of Gingerbush. This could be a fun battle.
Yeah, I know.
I think Brock is gonna go for a move on Matoman. Gaining and gaining. He's gonna have to send it. Fakes to the right, goes to the left. The broadcast cam absolutely horrible there, and without DRS, Brock gets through. Chris gets through on Gingerbush also, so the McLaren's going either way. Matoman thinking better of going up the inside of Brock. So Jensen back with inside that 1 second gap. Crucial though, Jensen has burnt a lot of ERS, so he could leave himself, you know, under attack here from Vapor if he's not careful. You can gain a lot of ERS around here, but you can also lose a lot. Practice the first guy to gain a penalty, and he's gained 3 seconds on Skarma in 1 lap, so Practice definitely getting his groove going now. And I think this will be the closest thing we have to an overtake right now, as Chris gets Jalmi actually. Why is it done that? So Chris into the braking zone, now the lead runner on fresher mediums. Skarma gets Ronnie. Practice gaining on Ronnie also. Will he be able to get him onto the next straight? Activating overtake, going to the left, and it's a very easy move so far. So Chris Mitch doing very well at the moment. The lead runner on the medium, he now gets to run to his pace and his pace alone. Looking good for Chris. Matoman, Mikey and SPW still all in a bit of a squabble behind Brock. Brock lost touch with Vapor. Jensen lost touch with Name Changer also. So, what will happen here? So Mitch, when about do you think this rain will come into play? Nice. Mitch. And I think we may have lost Mitch. I do apologize, stream. What is it? Is it a season finale without Mitch falling asleep? I don't think so. So, Chris gaining and gaining on the cars in front. Doing a good job on those medium tires. They're certainly starting to work for him. And we are starting to get rain, and this is going to play right into the hands of the soft runners. So Chris maybe losing out compared to the soft runners. Taking that pit stop. The only thing I can say is if the rain doesn't get heavy quick, Chris could be in a good situation. If it kind of just stays dry but also wet, you know, it is 5 laps it has to go for Chris to really gain, but this could be awkward for Chris. Whose pace will be good now? Jensen staying in touch with name changer, just nothing happening. Mikey staying in the DRS and Matoman, which is allowing him to crucially pull away from Ginger Bush, who's now looking to overtake Jalmi, but I don't think he has enough this time. Pull into the braking zone, no. So, as the conditions get trickier and trickier, who will be the first to lose traction? I fear for our practice on those hard tires. They can be very, very cold at times, and going into the wet weather, you do not want to be on them. Jensen taking a lot of that kind of rumble strip there to the right hand side. Not going to be doing his tires any favours. You can see losing 3/10 alone out of that corner. Who will be the quickest in the wet weather, as we see Mikey looking to overtake Matoman. Both of them using up all their ERS, and it's going to be Mikey into the braking zone. And he gets that move done. The camera angles around here are really bad. You don't get much action on them. But Mikey up past Matoman. Matoman just going to stay behind him for now. Where is Chris though? Chris is keen to join this party. He's gaining and gaining on SPW. Chris doesn't really have the best of relationships with SPW currently. Not in a way of they're on bad terms, but in the way that he always seems to end up in his rear end. So the weather's still not going fully wet, which is playing into Chris's hands. We saw that these guys on softs have to pit around lap 13, so 3 more laps and Chris could be golden. Actually 1 more lap, but the guys obviously had that safety car, so it's going to be 1 or 2 extra laps, and we can see Chris getting a huge lump of slipstream, a much better camera angle this time around, and he gets that move done. Do not be too aggressive on the throttle, and he does well to keep that move. So Chris may find it hard to get past Matoman and Mikey. Obviously the two in a bit of a squabble currently, as Jensen's taken 4/10 out of name changer, and name changer picks up his daily penalty. Nothing new there. So Chris gaining on Matoman and Mikey at a quite substantial rate, but because Matoman has DRS, it could be quite hard for Chris to get past. Will he be in DRS this lap? No, and that could leave him a bit open to SPW behind. Though you can see just how much Chris is starting to gain in the traction zones as the weather gets worse and worse. The soft tires becoming worse and worse also. You see the guys on softs, their pit windows all open. Jensen using a lot of ERS, name changer not using much at all, so name changer kind of forcing Jensen's hand here. Matoman just trying to have a look at Mikey. Chris, ooh, a bit of a squabble there for Chris, and that's the first real sign we've got that these guys' tires may not be adequate for the situations. Matoman a bit of a disconnect there. Hopefully he does not disconnect. You can see just how early Chris is on the throttle, starting to lift off quite a lot though, these guys. So much to be gained there for Chris. Oh, and you don't want to be doing that too much times. And that's just going to prevent Chris from getting Matoman this lap. Matoman maybe having an eye on Mikey? No. Let's see. Chris is going to gain a lot in this braking zone. I think a good 100 meters or so. And that is good from Chris. A bit of a switch back line. Mikey not having the greatest line. And there's Chris spun. And Mikey does the exact same. Chris keeps it out of the wall. Mikey does not, and look who's coming. Ginger Bush is coming, and he's gonna take that position off Mikey. And that is huge for the championship fight. Ginger Bush now in prime position, and we are now starting to see these guys' tires are not the ones to be on. I would not be surprised if the guys are in for intermediates this lap. You can see name changer 5.3 down on his delta. Jensen similarly losing time. Brock though feeling these conditions and gaining on Vapor, and now Vapor could be in a bit of bother. None of the front guys pit. Brock does not pit either. Mato Man is the next guy. Surely you pit now. Mato Man pits. Surely that will be for a set of soft tire. Very close to the wall there, Mato Man. SPW also in the pits. Chris also in the pits. Brock gets past Vapor. Yellow flag sector 3, and that's going to be Doofy. You do not want a safety car now. Don't give us a safety car as we see intermediates on for a bunch of the drivers. A practice has been on these tires for about a lap now. I didn't even realize. So, will these guys on the intermediates be gaining a lot, or is it still time to be on the soft tires? It's just looking like the switchover point now. I'm not gonna lie to you though, Chris has gained not much from that. DRS is disabled, and that is your telling point that it is time to be on the inters. Mato Man 26.6, that will be an interesting gap to watch. Apprentice gets past Mikey, and Mikey is well and truly lost so much time there to Ginger Bush. And you can see Mato Man gaining about a second already on the car in front, which is Vapor. Very slow into the pit lane for these guys. Vapor's actually going to be held in the pit lane a little bit. Apprentice is retired. Losing traction. Or losing his front wing and retiring on track. Something we encourage drivers not to do. Where is Vapor going to be in comparison to Mato Man? This is going to be definitely a lot closer than what it was. About 3 seconds. So the big gainer out of that is Brock. Jensen losing a full second to name changer on that lap alone. So it will be interesting to see people's pace now that we are on the intermediates. Jalmi looking quite punchy. Excuse me. So, where is Mikey? Mikey's struggling seemingly a bit. We're not going to see any new best laps, so I will check who got the fastest lap of the race currently. So name changer 1093, Jensen 1094, and I'm going to say that is going to be name changers. Yeah, name changer's fastest lap. Point is in the bag. Unless it gets dry again, which I don't really see happening. Chris not gaining on SBW, not losing time currently. Maybe we'll take these guys a few laps to get up to grips. SBW though, oh that is Ronnie in front of him, not Mato Man. So Mato Man got a comfortable gap in P5. Pedro picks up a 3-second time penalty. So our season finale not looking all so grand. Yeah, not the great amount of gaps, and Mato Man's gaining on Vapor still. So Mato Man looking very punchy at this point in the race. It has to be said. Losing a bit of time there in sector 2 though, so that maybe commentator cost him. Jensen and Brock staying about the same gap. Chris picks up a time penalty as he is now on the back of Ronnie, a ghost car, and that's going to be quite tricky for Chris. You want to make sure you're out of the ghost. So Chris gained about a second that lap on SPW. I want to compare Matt Ginger Bush's times, 118.2, 118, 118.8. Oh, what was that new one? 118.3. So Matt Yuki and Ginger Bush setting pretty much the same laps, and that, if you are a Mikey fan, that is not what you want to be seeing. So Jensen, Name Changer has had a big issue here, and Jensen has gained 2 seconds. Now Jensen, if you're Jensen, you need to go for a move here. You know Name Changer has the beating of you, and you can see just how fast the Name Changer pulls away there on that straight, and that is going to be that. Chris struggling to gain on SPW now. I think once you're inside that 1 second window, the car starts to feel a bit trigger happy on the throttle. You can see Chris using a lot more E or S than SPW at this current moment in time. But gaining a lot more in the corners, it seems like. So Jalmi, after looking quite punchy on a Ginger Bush is now checked out, feeling his groove, 3.5 seconds ahead. Pedro in the top 10 for once. Mikey though gaining on him. Mikey definitely needs to get a move on if he wants to start doing things. Officer Doofy on the back, Skarma. Obviously these two have had rivalries in the past, but this season it's not really come to much. Name Ginger extending the gap to Jensen yet again. Brock starting to gain on Jensen, 4 tenths since the last time we noted that. Chris 4 tenths to SPW. That gap is looking a lot closer, and oh, very, very sideways from Chris. Another thing to note is I think SPW was just slowing down there to let Chris through. And yeah, I don't think there was much communication there. I think, as you can see, Chris giving him a bit of a weave, but Chris again literally connected to SPW's rear end, and that almost coming to fruition again. Is Adam on no traction, I wonder? I think he is. No, he's not. That's not no traction. So, Pedro and Mikey, the next battle on track. Mikey needs to channel his inner Max Verstappen here if he wants to catch Ginger Bush. I have a fear that Mikey will not do so. He has a penalty, Ginger Bush does not. Traditionally, it's a lot harder to pick up penalties in the wet as you're going quite substantially slower. We still have no sign of Mitchell. So I wonder if he has taken a dose. So Mikey's championship hopes going up in flames. That's not what you wanted to see if you're a Mikey fan. Adam, still behind Skarma, picks up a penalty. So, Mikey gaining and gaining on Pedro, but it's just not enough to catch Gingerbush. I'm gonna quickly check Mikey's last lap of 1:18.3. I expect Gingerbush to be in the 1:17s. No, they're lapping about the same time still. Matoman picks up a time penalty. Mikey has a lot of ERS to play with here. Pedro's not too much. Mikey needs to start burning some ERS though if he wants to do anything here. Come on, I need to see some action here, Mikey. You're meant to be Mr. Saturday. Come on, dude. So, Mikey, just sitting and stalking his prey currently. Mitch.
Yes.
Were you asleep?
Yep, I'm here. Ish. Yeah, I'm here.
Well,
Ish.
since you are awake, the rain has started.
Ish, the rain.
Chris has went for a bit of a spin.
A spin? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you enjoy your nap?
Yeah, man. Phew.
I was saying to the chat that it would not be a season finale without a bit of fireworks from Mitch.
Okay, yeah, man. Better fireworks.
You're still a bit sleepy, aren't you?
Yeah, but what can you say?
Yep, we'll keep going now for the last 12 laps, hopefully.
Okay.
So, you haven't really missed much, Mitch, I'm not gonna lie. The closest thing to anything happening was, it was kinda... Chris almost went into the back of SBW.
What?
SBW pulled off to the left-hand side and let off the throttle to let Chris through. As Pedro takes a very interesting line there in this battle between Mikey. Were you here for when Mikey spun?
No, I don't think so.
So Mikey spun, and that has allowed Gingerbush to pull out an 18-second gap.
What? Sure, okay.
So that is pretty much Mikey's hopes of this championship between Gingerbush gone. Mikey has spent too many laps behind Pedro here, and that's what's going to ultimately cost him. He's not using his ERS enough on the straights to get past him. He's not pushing the car like he should. And you know yourself, in the rain, it's very crucial that you push. And now I see a bit of sun coming over the horizon there, Mitch. Maybe we could get a bit of dry running near the end. Mikey gaining a lot this lap. He's using up all that ERS. He has to send it. just not late enough on the brakes. He does get up the inside of Pedro, and now he's going to go for a switchback. Now, if Pedro doesn't abuse the line again, he doesn't. Mikey could have a second go.
Yeah, let's see how it goes, eh?
Still nothing happening. So, Chris gaining on Matoman, not too much, but not like anything worryingly slow for Chris. I mean, it's we'll go into the race director and have a quick look. On the last lap, Chris was a 1:17.6, Matoman a 1:18.6, so that's 6 tenths, and Jami retires, and that could be a safety car.
What?
And it's a virtual safety car. So, might see a few drivers. Maybe Gingerbush peels off into the pits here.
Oh, what's that new guy left?
He retired. I don't know if you're here for that. And Ronnie gets a drive-through.
What?
I don't know if Ronnie's going to be able to serve it under the virtual safety. And now he gets a speeding in the pit lane, and that's going to be bad for Ronnie. He's going to have to end up pitting now. And please tell me his garage doesn't have soft tires out. They do put intermediates on. Pedro's on softs.
What?
Pedro is pit for soft.
Oh
no.
Oh.
And that is Pedro's race over. And do you know what that means?
Yes.
He is second last.
Oh. But we must give him a round of applause, eh?
He did well up until this point. The track is drying though, so maybe this could be a masterstroke. I think it's pretty much stopped raining. This could be a masterstroke from Pedro.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Look how quickly it's drying. Pedro could be a genius. Oh my god. Please tell me Pedro has not just made the greatest strategic call of HOR history here. He is struggling currently, but maybe in a lap's time he will be actually on the correct tire.
Yeah.
As you can see, Jensen gets through there. Just kind of want to stay on Pedro. You can see he has to be very tentative on the throttle, but it has now stopped raining, and this could open up the race for a few people. Brock gained about another 4 tenths since we last tuned in on him. That kind of spin there won't help him out much. Pedro back in the pits? No, Pedro continues, so obviously feeling good with those tires. Ronnie going for his drive-through. So Pedro has nothing really to lose. He's losing 4 seconds a lap to Adam, but hey ho. So Mikey now only 13 seconds behind Gingerbush. Mikey now should be pushing to his absolute limit. That place to Gingerbush is literally his be-all and end-all. Chris not gaining on Matoman anymore, but as the track gets drier and drier, I can only suspect that we will be on dry tires maybe towards the end of the Grand Prix. Will some people jump onto that soft tire and gain massively on it? Brock has lost about 1.5 seconds to Jensen on that lap alone. I'd say around lap 30 you could see a few other people as Mikey is taking the risk. Onto the soft tires he goes. So much. This could be big for Mikey and Gingerbush. I think it's a bit early.
Yeah.
But you never know. You never know. We'll watch that gap between Mikey and Adam. It's still going up currently. You can see Mikey giving a bit of a weave there to get some tire temps. You can see the turn-in just isn't there, but how is the traction? Not currently good enough. And I feel Mikey may be a lap early on that one. Losing a second in the first sector, but now he's starting to gain. Oh, Mikey's gaining. He's lost again, and the track is now dry, and Ronnie just avoids the wall narrowly. Chris has gained 1.3 seconds this lap on Matoman, so you can see as yellow flag sector 2, and that's going to be Ronnie, I believe. Yep, Ronnie. So as the track gets drier and the conditions start to get trickier and trickier, you can see some people losing time, some people gaining time. You can see, if you jump on board with Officer Doofy, you can see just that the track is probably still a bit too wet. Mikey though could stay out on this tire and gain a bit later in the race. I just remembered, Name Changer has a penalty. He needs to gain 4/10 here. Ooh, Name Changer almost into the wall, and Matoman's going to pit. And we know that it is currently too early for the soft tires, and Matoman goes on a set of softs. Matoman, a big strategic boo-boo. It does look very dry now though. Maybe these guys are starting to lose a lot of time in their intermediates, and that's kind of what's forcing them onto the softs.
Yeah.
So, will any of the front guys pit? Name Changer continues. Adam gets Skarma. DRS is enabled, and now the dry tires are the correct tire to be on. Where's Chris?
Yeah.
He's not going to lose too much to Matoman here, though Matoman has literally got on these tires as the pretty much the most perfect timing possible. Mikey is really starting to gain now. He's gained about a second on Skarma that sector. Zero into the pits. Will Zero, Brock, Jensen and Name Changer all have to continue, and Chris has got a 5-second time penalty. Typical. But is Zero now the man to watch for the race win here, Mitch?
Yeah, let's see.
Mikey not gaining too much.
Chris is getting out up, I think changing front wing.
No, I think it was the 5-second time penalty, Mitch. That would have cost him. As you can see, Matoman already passed them too. So, Zero, 30 seconds to Brock. How much will that go down over the course of this lap? I don't think, even though DRS is enabled, the soft tires are not working. See Gingerbush into the pits and out of the pits, and that will be him pretty much safe. You can see all Vapor is doing is gaining about 4/10 of a second there. You can see you're just not able to pin it yet, and that is what is going to ultimately cost these guys. Brock coming out of the pit lane here. As I'm on a very wobbly camera, man. Maybe he had too much to drink, Mitch. I don't know. We have a yellow flag, and that's going to be Ronnie. Ronnie on the intermediate tire still, and Jensen gaining on Name Changer. Ronnie off again. So, Vapor's tires a lap older than the guys in front, but that also means a lap warmer than the guys in front. You can see Mikey is 26 seconds behind Gingerbush, so Mikey needs a miracle to get that position. It's cruel how these races turn out, but that is racing for you, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
Chris not gaining on SPW currently. SPW gaining on Matoman though. 1.3 seconds is the gap. 1.4 now. Name changer, all he has to do is keep that car on the road for 3 more laps and that will be him. Brock, P3. Ronnie still on that intermediate. Someone tell Ronnie to pit, please. The poor guy.
Oops.
Pedro picks up another time penalty. So poor Ronnie just has no traction, and Gingerbush picks up his first time penalty of the race. SPW back within DRS range of Matoman. Matoman starting to lag, and I fear for Matoman's connection here. I really do. I fear that Matoman could lag out here. He's showing all the signs that Boastman did yesterday. And interesting enough, Chris has not got these soft tires to work for him.
Oh, man.
And here goes SPW on Matoman. It's going to be a position for P5. SPW chooses to go around the outside to go side by side. No contact made of yet. Matoman gets much supreme traction up the inside. But SPW on the outside just able to hold on to it. Still side by side, a bit of contact, are still side by side. Brilliant racing from the two. Oh, and Matoman's lost his front wing. I don't think there's anything SPW could necessarily do about that, Mitch. Just the nature of the corner is not made for too wide, and that is Matoman really losing out there, losing all of his front wing. Brock sets the fastest lap. So a bit of our condolences to Matoman. Ran a really perfect race. He can still stay in the DRS at SPW, but I think it's not going to be much use. Chris fully out of ERS trying to get this position. And Ronnie gets disqualified from multiple penalties. Not the way you want to be ending your season. There will be no safety car. So SPW P5. SPW giving a shout for 2 driver of the days in one weekend. And you can see the supreme downforce of Chris to go down the inside and around the outside. Can he hug it? No, he can't. Matoman still holding on to position. All Matoman can do is try and delay Chris. They're going on to the last lap. After this lap, Matoman knows it's now or never. You can see the track is finally starting to go towards soft running as guys are starting to put in fastest laps. And Chris, here we go, not even using ERS. He's gonna pull to the right hand side. Matoman's gonna stick it in there, and I think just the supreme downforce of Chris. But look at Matoman.
What?
I can only say well done. And look, Matoman has the DRS. So Chris, being a bit too over cocky there, has ended up playing this into Matoman's hand. Now remember, Chris is going to go up the inside. He's going to force Matoman to the left hand side. Name Changer wins the final race in Name Changer fashion. Jensen P2. Brock going to come home for P3. Vapor P4.
Yeah, I must say well done to Name Changer,
Yeah,
and Jensen and Brock. But I must say, Mr. Consistent with
He'll
Jensen, I
just
think.
2 seconds, Mitch. We're gonna see him move on the line. It won't be for position, but Matoman holds on. Oh,
Ooh,
that's a big crash.
yeah.
And Gingerbush will be the last man to come home. And he
I must
beats
say,
Mikey.
sure, okay.
So Mitch, and with that, we end season 9. Gingerbush with driver of the day. So Mitch, season 9 is now officially over.
Over.
And we will get to our interviews. Will you invite Jensen to the party, please?
Sure.
So thank you everyone who has tuned in for this season. It truly means a lot to both me and Mitch.
Yes,
we'll run through our final order for today's race. Name changer from Jensen, Brock, Vapor P4 with a fastest lap, SBW no penalties P5, Matoman P6, it is Gingerbush P7, Chris P8, Mikey P9, Skarma P10, Doofy P11, Pedro second last, Pedro last, Jalmi 13th, Apprentice 14th, Fusion 15th, and Ronnie disqualified. I'm sure Ronnie will get a few points for his efforts. So, Mitch, your driver of the day? I mean, do you get to pick the driver of the day? You were kind of asleep for most of that, Mitch.
Well, busy, yeah.
Yeah, you're working.
Yeah, working.
So, I'm gonna give my driver of the day to SPW.
Sure,
I think he deserves it. I know he got it yesterday, but he does deserve it.
Okay, yeah, I think so.
I believe we are joined by Jensen.
Yes, Jensen.
Shall I add the name changes to the
Yeah,
as well?
go ahead. We'll see if we can get him on for the final comms of the year. So Jensen, P2, are you happy with that? I mean, it's a question we ask you every single day now, but are you happy with that?
Yeah, I didn't expect the pace to be like it was. And to be that close to name changer, I was actually gain on him come to the end of the interstint. I was hoping that it kept on going because my tyres, literally, I had so much confidence my tyres easily get to the end there, but yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. The pit exit was absolutely just ice on those new slicks. Yeah. But yeah, name changer had some crazy pace on that final stint, so yeah.
Definitely. So you wrapped up P2 in the standings. Are you happy with your season so far? I mean, not so far. Are you happy with your season in general?
Yeah, I didn't really expect to win it this season.
Yeah.
Name changer. Many of the other guys as well, really rapid this season, and yeah. Just looking ahead to next season now.
Yeah, that's the spirit, eh?
Definitely. So, anything you want to add, Mitch? I made a question.
No, well done, Jensen. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well done,
again,
guys.
a huge thank you to every single one of the drivers this season for turning up and doing what they do. From all of us here at HOR, we will see you in 2 weeks on January the 8th, I have been told. That is going to be our season start. Congratulations to Name Changer for taking home that win. Congratulations also to Gingerbush for beating Mikey today, and condolences to Mikey on losing in that fashion. So, for the final time from me and Mitch, we would like to thank you all for tuning in, and good